Now, a film that is not as good as either of the films we watched on the last show, which, considering we didn't really think much of them, is quite an accomplishment, I must say, is the next film we're going to talk about, which is Home Sweet Home. Now, this is directed by Nettie Pena, who I think this is her only film that she directed, because, yes, this film is directed by a woman.
Yes.
Which is
one thing I do like about this movie. I was
very,
like, yes.
A rare thing to have a female director of a film in like 1981.
Especially a slasher or a horror. Yeah, great.
Yeah. And it's only known as Home Sweet Home. And it's something. I'll just say that. So yeah.
I've got the synopsis. An escaped mental patient steals a station wagon and makes his way to the Bradleys' Thanksgiving celebration, where he plans to make them a little less thankful. Very witty there. I mean, this definitely could have been called Thanksgiving, which we have had more recently, Eli Roth Thanksgiving. But cue the turkey jokes, because this is an absolute turkey of a film.
Oh, it really is.
And it's set in LA. And also, do you remember on one, I don't think it was last episode, the one before, I think, where I said that basically the whole movie could be summarized by the fact that three couples are just getting it on throughout the movie?
Yes, that was Burial Ground. Yeah.
Burial Ground. Well, this is pretty much the same concept, let's say.
Yeah.
Plus one really annoying guy who's supposed to be the kid who's just running amok through the first half of the film.
Yeah.
And his name is actually Mistake Bradley. Yeah.
Yes. So this is another episode where we have a film with a character with an amazing name.
Yeah, I love it.
So yes, the character in this film who is very annoying.
Yeah.
And his name is Mistake.
Yeah, Mistake.
That is not a mistake. His name is actually Mistake.
And all through the film, the poor guy, they're just going on about how much they want to kill him, like do away with him. Felt kind of sorry for this kid, you know.
No, fuck that.
Nobody loves him. He's got this Kiss makeup on. He's all rebellious.
Yeah, I think it is meant to be Kiss, although he doesn't have any actual specific Kiss makeup. So he looks more like a mime, because it's just white with sort of black eyeliner, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, he was clearly hired for his additional skills as an actor, which is playing guitar and doing magic tricks.
Yeah, and running away.
But yeah, I mean, the theme of this with the escaped mental patient, that does feel very cliche. And
it really is.
At the time, you know, I guess people were more afraid of mental health. This was quite taboo, I guess, or it's taboo now.
Yeah, but
so.
He was on PCP, Rhea. So,
oh my God. Yeah. That part... So the opening scene made me laugh so much, possibly laugh almost as much as this killer does throughout the entire film, because this guy is like, I think he's like described as 6'3". He's like muscle bound. He's an imposing figure.
Yeah, he's hench.
He's hench, and he just laughs throughout this whole movie like the Joker, just chuckling away. Like, it literally is like the Joker. And when he steals a station wagon at the beginning, it's like he does the first kill in under a minute, which is pretty impressive.
No time wasted whatsoever.
Yeah, and like his own story is on the radio as he's stealing the car, which is very, very convenient.
Yeah.
And then he injects PCP into his tongue. Like, that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, sure. Where would he have got PCP from, by the way, if he's literally just escaped from a mental asylum? But never mind.
I have no idea. He also looks quite well dressed, I guess, considering he's just got out of the asylum.
I guess so. Jeans and a t-shirt.
Well, he's quite like well groomed, isn't he? He's all neat and tidy. Jay Jones, that's his name, we're told. So yeah, all this like exposition up front, basically.
Yeah, I love kind of films where they have the exposition on the radio.
Yeah.
As everything's going on. It's so convenient. It's like, oh, this man with this name has escaped from a mental institution for killing his parents, and he may be on PCP.
Yeah, that bit really made me laugh. And it was like he's doing drugs, and I'm like, what? Why is he putting that needle into his mouth? Oh, well, do you know what else is convenient? the stamp that was on his hand that said "Home Sweet Home," because I was thinking, why would you have your hand stamped with that? Like, is that the name of the institute he's escaped from? No, 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 no. It was not called that. It was called Hobart State Hospital for the Criminally Insane.
Wow.
So it was not called Home Sweet Home.
This is immediately followed by my second favourite death in the film,
Yeah.
which is an old woman. I put old woman in quotes because it's clearly a stunt man just dressed as an old woman.
Oh my God. He drives the car into her, she hits the bonnet and there's all blood all over the bonnet. You don't actually see it,
No.
but yeah, it's iconic.
And he's just laughing uproariously at what he's done, which is...
Yeah. And something else that I found out about this movie, which is pretty cool, is, well, I guess this is where this came from, but the writer of this movie, he only wrote this movie and he worked in the sound department on Evil Dead 2, so I guess that's how he got his in with this.
Wow, yeah. I mean, one of the things I find interesting about this film is the killer. He's played by a guy called Jake Steinfeld, who apparently was like a bodybuilder in real life. And he got quite famous, I think, at that time, although obviously we're not American guys, so we can't back this up. But apparently he was well known. So it's not for show. Like he actually, is legitimately like a bodybuilder, like a big, strong guy. Also, Jake Steinfeld is in Ratatouille. Very randomly. He's not a major character in Ratatouille, but he's in Ratatouille.
Random.
Also, not the most famous actor in this film, as we will go on to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. So go to the house. My favourite parts of this film are in this sort of 20-minute period where everyone is just in the house, driving each other mad and or trying to have sex with each other.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, the best, well, the thing that I like the most about this movie is it just made me laugh so much that they spent 5 minutes looking for peas. And I would like to say, I mean, you guys can do this, I probably won't, but if you like a drink, because I don't drink, but you could play a drinking game with this movie, and every time they say the word peas, which is a lot, by the way,
It's so
you could
much.
take a shot and you would be nicely oiled by the end of this film, let's say.
And it's only during this one period as well. It's not throughout the whole film. There's 5 minutes where the guy whose house it is basically trying to find these peas.
And he's like, oh, she only loves me for my peas and all this. They're making such a huge deal about it. I get it. It's Thanksgiving dinner and they want to have a feast. But when they finally find these peas, it is a can of peas.
It's just a can of peas.
It's nothing special, but they spend so long looking for them. It feels like it stretches on for ages. But when I checked, it was like 5 minutes in the film, which is valuable real estate in a film time, But I mean, other things I can say about this film generally as well is that when I read reviews on IMDb or Letterboxd, lots of people describe this as literally unwatchable. And the lighting in it is really terrible. If only they had done that, this would be such a better movie if they'd lit it properly. Because I think that there are scenes in this where they are literally using a torch outside in the dark. And that is not an exaggeration. You can tell they're shining a torch on an actor. And FYI, that does not make it very visible on screen. That is really bad.
No. And look, I mean, you can't really find this. It's available on DVD. I'll explain at the end where you can buy this on DVD if you really want to. But I watched this on YouTube because you can find it there pretty easily. And because it's not been remastered or anything like that, the scenes in the dark are basically unwatchable. You can't tell what's going on a lot of the time. You just have to go by what you can hear, which when you've got people running away from a PCP killer or whatever, it's just, just lots of that type of thing going on. I got to say, so the peas stuff is amazing. One thing about that, what I love is, so it's Thanksgiving. Now, there is more food than this, but the only thing they mention is the turkey, the peas, and salad.
Yeah.
So that is not a great Thanksgiving meal.
Well, except that's absolutely correct up until they get to the part where that annoying kid, Mistake, decides he's going to serve up food to that Latino woman really messily. And then he's got sweet potatoes, normal potatoes and cranberry sauce. And he's dropping it on her just for the purpose of her having to then take her clothes off because he's dropped so much food on her.
Yeah, sure. But like some of the dialogue in this is just hilariously funny, not just the stuff about peas. So there's an actress in this who I don't know who she even is in the film or why she's there, because she's not with one of the guys. And I don't know if she's meant to be related to someone else or whatever. I don't know. She gave the flattest line readings I've heard in a very, very long time for one of these films. It's not like what she's saying is bad, although it is bad dialogue for the most part. But yeah, she just sounded so flat. It was just ridiculously funny. And there's all this stuff.
Is that the lead one, the blonde one?
No.
Oh.
Although she's also very flat as well in her readings, of which she has a lot more.
I was really thinking about, and this is towards the end of it really, but the bit where he says, "Oh, I didn't realise you would be such a good mother."
Yeah.
I can't remember what she responds to it, but she's like agreeing with him, but it's so forced. It's like, oh God.
Oh, yeah,
cringe.
it really is.
Cringe.
So one of the interesting things about this film is the guy who owns the house, whose name... Now, this is a weird thing. So throughout the film, he's just called Bradley. But in the credits, he's listed as Harold Bradley, and he is called Harold Bradley at one point where there's these random randy policemen who turn up.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go into this in a sec. But basically, his girlfriend, who's driving this car, refers to him as Harold Bradley. But everyone just calls him Bradley throughout the film. Very bizarre.
I found that quite confusing at the beginning when I was trying to note down, well, especially who gets killed and stuff. But yeah, they've also got this kid called Angel Bradley.
Yeah.
And I know she's a child, and bless her heart, like she's like the worst actress ever.
Oh, how like that level of child acting.
Did you notice
Raggedy Andy doll?
Yeah, Raggedy Ann. It's just like there are parts in it where they're trying to coax lines out of her and it's just not happening, and you can tell that they really struggled. Bless her.
Although, very interesting fact, she is the most famous actress in this film.
Is she?
So she is an actress called Vanessa Shaw, who is in Hocus Pocus.
Oh, wow.
And for horror fans like us, she's in the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. She is the main character in that film.
Oh, wow. I actually remember in Hocus Pocus. That's really cool.
So, yeah, so this must be like her first role.
I think so. I mean, she got there in the end.
So, yeah, obviously, look, she got better. She's literally a child. She can barely even speak properly.
I know, bless her.
Yeah. But what I was going to say, though, as well, is this guy, Harold Bradley, who has the funniest death in the whole film, which we're going to go into in a sec. That guy is played by Don Edmonds, who, if that name doesn't mean anything to you, he is the director of Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS, who produced this film, which maybe explains why it kind of feels like a porn film for like the first half of it.
Like, I wrote that down here, actually, that everybody in this film is a pervert. Like, including Mistake, who's supposed to be the kid of this couple, the Bradleys. And he, like, walks in on his parents doing the deed, let's say.
That's not his mother, but yes.
It's his stepmom.
It's just his stepmom. But even still.
But she's got no top on. It's like, oh, dude, that's kind of gross, you know?
Multiple characters chase him around, which is very bizarre.
Well, he's like noodling away on guitar and saying things like rock and roll forever and things like that.
So this is 1981, and like he's basically got an amp on his back, like a backpack, and it sounds very kind of like thin.
I didn't even notice that, you know.
It's just bizarre. I don't know.
It's probably too dark to see the backpack amp, and that's maybe why I didn't notice it. But
the other guy with the moustache, I think his name's Wayne.
Yeah,
he really looks like my uncle, by the way. Very random. But yeah, he has this girlfriend who is this massive Mexican stereotype.
Oh, it's really insulting, isn't it?
Yeah, you would not be able... Well, it was acceptable in the 80s, apparently, but yes, you would definitely not be able to do that today. In fact, this film, you know, if it was made today, would not be in this form at all in any way whatsoever. Yeah. And that's the most glaring reason for it, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the porno 70s tash is actually very cool in this, like you said, like proper Tom Selleck style, which has inspired Greg's facial hair today, which...
Yes, it really did, yeah.
You can't see, but hopefully comes across in the delivery of today's show.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully I'm coming across very kind of 70s porn stashy, sort of, because, Don Edmonds has a porn stash and his character Wayne has one as well. Yeah. So the deaths that we can see... I mentioned this already. This death, Don Edmonds' character Bradley, his death is so funny. It's the funniest death I've seen in a long time. So would you like to explain how he dies?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll get right into the kill count. So it's actually only slightly higher than the first film that we talked about on this episode. It's 9, but I actually thought it was 10, but we'll get into that shortly. But yeah, it turns out to be 9 kills. And like we said, we already mentioned 2, the station wagon driver getting strangled, the old lady who gets hit by the car, and then Bradley, the car bonnet crushes him.
Exactly. So Bradley is trying to start this car.
Yeah.
And like the killer just jumps out of nowhere and literally just on top of this bonnet and just squashes him.
Yeah.
It looks so funny.
It's just really fake, isn't it? It's like
I don't even think there's anyone there when he does it in that shot. It's just there's a before shot and an after shot. It looks so ridiculous.
So the legs of the actor just sort of go a bit limp, don't they?
So funny.
And then we've got like, I mean, it all gets too dark after that, so I had to have a bit of assistance with what happened like in these kills.
So there's 2 deaths that happen. So first of all, there are these pervy cops that appear because these 2 women, they're gone to get wine, come back from buying the wine. They get stopped by these policemen who are being very kind of flirty, but the women kind of like it as well. And one of them, it's the girlfriend of Bradley, talks about wanting to be put into seductive custody.
Yeah, and the police, the coppers, what they were saying was cracking me up as well. He was like, "Oh, did you see that chick with the big bazooms?"
Yeah.
Oh God,
so American,
so cringe.
Oh dear. And then our PCP man sort of kills these 2 women, one of which was fairly entertaining.
Yeah, because he like picks her up and throws
over his
her.
head.
Yeah.
Just chucks her.
Very Hulk-like. And another thing that really made me laugh in this movie was when he wasn't laughing, he was making these Hulk-like noises.
Or his faces, which is ridiculous gurning faces that he's making as well.
Yeah, and he was like, if he was confused, he was like, her? And when he was angry, he's like, her? Like confused. Huh? Like Scooby-Doo or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty entertaining when he picks her up and throws her, and then she hits her head on the rock and the blood comes out. And it's like way too dark to see it. And then the second one gets apparently stabbed with a broken bottle because that's really difficult to see as well.
Yeah. And then what we get really is the second half of the film, which is quite boring compared to the first half.
Yeah.
So I like the bits of the film where people were just saying really stupid things to each other and all the characters were in one place. Whereas once you're kind of left with 3 characters, so Mistake, unfortunately, he's the next person who dies. Well, after the Latino woman dies. But basically, once they're all gone, you're left with Scott, Jennifer, and Angel, the little girl. And Scott and Jennifer, bless them, I think this is the only film they're ever in. They are incredibly wooden.
Yeah.
They are just not very interesting to follow, and they've got loads of dialogue. And Scott, I think his dialogue has been dubbed in afterwards because it sounds very kind of like at a different volume, like it's been ADR'd in really obviously. So I don't know if there was a problem with his dialogue when they did it live. So
there must have been a problem with several of their dialogue. Because I remembered a bit near the beginning as well, you know, when they're first in the house, there's that other guy there who's like the friend and he's like, oh, I wanted to talk business.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where his mouth is not moving and they just dub this other thing in at a different volume and it's so obvious.
It's the sort of thing that happens in these types of films. Yeah. Sure.
I mean, Mistake's death was actually pretty cool because obviously he's really annoying, so you're waiting for that to happen. And they used electricity because he has an electric guitar and he's got his amp on his back. And so that's a bit of a tie-in. So that bit wasn't too bad, you know.
But yeah, like, other than that, it's just a lot of people wandering around in dark houses, just trying to find stuff. It's like, oh, and that's when all the kind of dialogue around kind of like, oh, you would be a really good mother.
Yeah.
Comes in, and it's just very boring.
Very contrived.
Hard to see what's going on.
Can see my frustration in my notes. I've put, it's so fucking dark, I can't see shit.
You'll need to take a picture of that. Yeah, sure. It's just, and so this part of the film is just not that interesting. All the funny bits are in the first half.
And then the end is really disappointing as well, because she's like the final girl. But then there's this really weird bit where he sees her, but he leaves her alone. He doesn't kill her, and she's like passed out. And then it's the next day, and she goes to come outside, and then he jumps out on her on the next morning, and then the police come, and then they shoot him, and then there's more exposition because the police are like, oh, well, there's probably bodies strewn all over this place. Let's have a look. And at the end, of course, he's not dead. He opens his eyes.
He's on PCP. Makes you invincible.
Yeah, really cheesy ending where he's lay there. You think he's dead, but of course he opens his eyes. And that's why it's not 10 deaths, it's only 9. So I originally wrote down 10 deaths. And yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah, so they could have done a sequel to this.
Yeah, left it
Home
wide
Sweet Home
open.
2.
Yeah, ooh. I have to jump on that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, on the whole, it's funny.
Yeah.
At least for the first half anyway. We had a great time talking about it. This is the sort of film that is really fun to talk about on a show like this.
Yeah.
And look, the one thing I will say is a lot of films now, they're better made than this by far. They're at least competently made. But a lot of them are just boring and they just kind of come, you watch them, they're not that exciting, and then they just kind of leave your memory straight away. You're like, I saw that. Oh, did I? I forgot I watched this.
Yeah.
Whereas a film like this, where, yeah, it's bad in a lot of ways, but there's so much weirdness about it. Like Mistake, you've got this random like Latino stereotype, and you've got all these people talking about peas, and like it's the killer, just the killer in and of himself. So at least there's things that's like the very outre that just stand out. So it's like, for any filmmakers or people listening to this who like are maybe interested in writing films, just put wacky shit in your films just to make them stand out.
Can't say that always works out. Depends if you do it well or not.
Well, even if you don't do it well, it's like, well, fuck, like they made this film. Obviously, look, I believe it was easier to make films in those days than it is now.
Yeah, for sure.
So you could get away with having like a kid in inverted commas, like with white face paint on, just playing guitar and being really annoying, called Mistake, and get away with that. But yeah, I don't know. So that's, I guess, the one thing that I'll leave. There'll be the abiding memory I have of this film. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it's memorable in a way.
In a way, for sure. And as I mentioned, look, I saw this on YouTube. Rhea saw it on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's not on Blu-ray. It is apparently available on DVD in this country, strangely, from a company called Avenue Entertainment, and it's Region Zero. I don't know if it is available still or not. Why you would want to buy this, I don't know, unless you're a massive completist. Just watch it on YouTube if you're desperate.
Yeah.
Maybe turn it off after the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, I was actually curious because I've got a little collection of horror VHS because I like old school media like that. And so I just quickly checked on eBay and it's £180.
Oh yeah, but there's a lot of stuff on eBay. People just price the shit out of things.
Well, it's the only copy, so it must be quite hard to get on VHS as well, but I would have liked to have owned that, but not for £180.
No, no, it is definitely not worth £180. Please do not spend £180 on Home Sweet Home. Like, whatever you do.
Nope.
No way.